Okay, this video is number 3 of 4 on changes and modifications to our bug out system. Now, the last video, I covered this 30-pound pack that I would carry. It's modular in design, and it has incorporated into it long-term transitional things that I think that I would need. Number 1 is making colloidal silver in the field. I believe that's important to have a good antibiotic. And number 2 is to recharge a good light that I have. One thing I failed to mention, if you were to go back and look at that video, the light that I show actually mounts to this pack. And the pack sits flat on the ground. The light would be mounted here. And when I wear it, it pops up over here over my left shoulder. And it's very easy to turn on and off with the type of switch that it has. Okay, before I get to the cart, I want to explain real quick the reason for the cart. A couple different reasons. So number 1, we live in a flat valley. I would have to travel 40 miles before I hit elevation. So this is going to get me anywhere I want to go in this valley. That's number 1. Number 2 is my age and my physical condition. I consider myself to be in good physical shape. I have a treadmill. I go to Zumba with my wife, and I try and eat right. And I'm not on medications, thank God, knock on wood. But as I've gotten older, I can't carry as much weight. So the bug out cart allows me to carry more provisions. So I focus on food, and I focus on things that I think that I might need to improve our survival situation if we ever had to bug out. Now, there was a question from Joe Primal on, well, why don't you just bug out in your car? And Joe, we would do that first before we had to bug out on foot. But I want to save that discussion for the final video on planning and strategy. Now the bug out cart. Let's go ahead and get to that. Just a couple things I want to say. It's very versatile. I can throw a tarp over it. We can make a shelter out of it in flat terrain. It's got everything that we need, not only for food and for lighting and for tools that we might need, but also a couple of games inside and books, because it's not all just about survival. It's about mental awareness, keeping yourself sane if you're in a bug out situation where things may not look too good at where you are. So it's important to me to have something to read, to have a chessboard, to have things like that, just to occupy time. So let's go ahead and get on to it and take a look at the bug out cart. Okay, this is the bug out cart. Now, a few months ago, I made a video on how I converted this hand truck into a bug out cart. And if you are curious about how I busted the rust off and painted it and did the modification, there is a video on that. So to review the external parts of this, these PVC pipes or tubes, I can put tools in here, or I can put firearms. Now, I will discuss firearms in my next video, but right now the configuration, I've got a good axe. There are different holes here for carrying different things. For example, I have metal stakes here. These are the very long nails that you buy at Home Depot. I just use these as stakes. And then I have a good trenching shovel. Over here, this is very important to me. In a long-term situation, if you're bugging out along a water source, you can gig frogs or you can spear fish. So it's all about efficiency. And you need to check, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. For me, what I would do in my situation, I wouldn't go with any regulation. If I had to fish illegally in order to survive, I would do it, and I would face the consequences later, right? So this here is for survival purposes only. This is not for recreational use. Okay, I carry a cooker lantern. I did a conversion on a Dietz Jupiter 80-ounce lantern. I keep about 70 ounces in here so it doesn't splash around. I've sealed the tank with POR 15 so it's not going to leak, and I can move it because the way it's there, it's not tilting, so it just goes along for the ride basically. So, and this cart is very, very easy to maneuver. So that is here. The cooker's on top. I have a video on the cooker as well. You can go check that out if you're curious. Paracord. Inside here is just a chest set, actually. So on this side, I've got gas spray in this plastic bottle, and it's just a pump sprayer, but this is a very fast method of starting a fire. You put a few squirts on your tinder, and it just goes up. That's why I carry this here. Just some rope, a towel for, just drying off if you have to wash yourself up. This item is for cold weather. This is the liner for the Army sleeping bag system, very light. And then this here is actually something that I made, and I'll just tell you what it is. This is an IR barrier. So it has loops on the inside. You can throw it over the top, and you can stake it to the ground. So this is going to provide you shelter. It is waterproof, and it has IR blocking materials on the inside. So we all know what IR blocking materials are for. Inside this red bag is 2 wool blankets. And see here, I think I can open this up and show you. And again, this is part of the winter load. Get the camera in here. Okay, there we go. They're in there. All right. So now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of what's in this box. Start on this side. It's secured by a small carabiner. Take that off. And then it opens this way. Now, this right here is a huge magnet. You may recognize this. You put it on top of a car. I converted it though. It's got a threaded end. For any 1/4 inch threaded female, you can screw it in there. So my light will actually go on here. And also, it sticks here and it becomes a third leg. So when I open it up, whoops, get it out of here. I apologize I'm not going to apologize. What the hell? I watch all these videos and people apologize and they tell you what to do. And I'm not going to do that. Okay, so there we go. So it's just a third leg. Here I got a chest set. This is on waterproof paper. And I've got pieces that are smaller for this. Chess or checkers. Okay. So let's get into the contents. All right. A grill. And now I do have a lot of food in here, right? So let me go ahead and just start piling this out. The good thing about the third leg is I can use this as a table and not really worried about throwing things on the ground. So here we go. Let me speed this up here. Good set of gloves. Got that axe. Good tools. Now I may come across some wood or something like that, where I can fashion, I can cut through a fence with this if I had to. But for the wood, I've got a hammer. If I had nails, I could make a temporary shelter. And then In this tool bag, I have everything I need, from wire cutters to screwdrivers to, just basic tools to be able to fashion things from the environment or fix something up. This is honey. And here's some peanut butter and ammunition. I wonder why that's in there. I wasn't going to talk about firearms. And then a coffee cup with tea and things like that. A good laundry bag, so you can you can take 550 paracord and throw it into a river with your dirty clothes in it. A good bandana, a heat pad, and food. Okay, so here we have small beans. These are mango beans on the bottom. They taste very good. And these are small beans on top. And the reason I choose small beans is because they cook quicker. And here I've got rice. This rice I put in my freezer for about 2 weeks to kill those larvae that grow into bugs. Then I also have my chest set and checkers up here. Okay, I've got a good bubble level because I like to keep things level. Some soap, a Sawyer water filter, a scrub pad for my pots, some paracord. Never have too much paracord. And this container here has got a whole bunch of stuff in it. I'm not going to open it, but I'll just kind of look from the outside. So I do have glasses. These are readers. I have a harmonica. I have extra wick for my lantern. I've got maps that are local to my area and extend past my area. I have a tripod. I have a compass in here. It's a geo compass that mounts to the tripod, and that allows me to take precise navigational bearings. So there's a whole method of doing that. I'd be happy to discuss that, but that's all about land navigation right there. And of course, I've got my maps. I've got notes, a notebook. I've got pencils. What else can I see here? I got a U.S. Constitution, and I've got a pocket Bible. I have thread and needle, and a couple of lucky coins. So, things like that. All right, books. First of all, I have what I call a Bugout +1 book. And this is something that I made. It's got about, 100 pages of survival information. This is stuff that I did not know. So I did quick research. It's got plants. It's got how to build a fallout shelter. It's got how to navigate. It's got how to drive an 18-wheeler. It's got all kinds of stuff. I mean, things that I do not know, I put into this book. So I could even fly a plane, a Cessna, because I have the instructions. That might sound crazy, but hey, that might define a little bit of who I am here. Bar of soap, gloves. Again, I'm deficient in wild edible plants, so because I don't know that, it's a book. And then over here, I've got a cooking pot with spices, can opener. Oh, why have a can opener? I don't have any cans. Mosquito netting. That could come in handy. Mosquito netting. And then a good World War II canteen kit. And it's got a grill. It's got a spatula. It's got everything I need for making pancake mix. So the pancake mix, this is pretty incredible. This is a Krusteaz bag, 10-pound bag that you buy at Costco. And this is, one serving is half a cup. It's 210 calories. There's 14,000 calories right here, and it tastes pretty good. All you do is add water, so that's really a convenient thing. And then I've got a book here. This is my favorite book, and maybe one day I'll tell you what it is. And then, I'll move this out of the way. Whoops. I've got coconut oil. Now, the thing about coconut oil, you can cook with it, and it doesn't have a high burn rate. I think 350 degrees before it starts to smoke. So this is much better than vegetable oil. It stays in a solid state. It's shelf stable for at least 2 years. And I just put this in here this week. I cycle it out, make sure it's fresh. And it's also, in a way, a thermometer, because at 75 degrees, it will liquefy. So right now, it's cooler than 75 degrees. And then over here, you can never have too many lighters. This is all lighters and fire starter stuff. A couple of bladders for water storage, and more food. So this here is the Bugout cart. The only other thing that I can say about it is, oh wait, hold on. The greatest book ever written. How could I skip this? So I truly love this book. It never gets old. Marcus Aurelius, The Emperor's Handbook. And it has so many quotes that are uplifting. And when you're in a survival situation, you need that. So I also have the Book of Psalms. I have the New Testament. And I think that's probably just about it. So hit me up with any questions if you have some, and I'll get busy on the next video and get that out here within about a week or so. This is the Cold War Sailor out.